Hello, welcome to the Real Estate Regroup Show. I am your host, LJ Walker, a real estate investor helping you realize your dreams of owning a home or investing in one. Today, let's talk about whether you should invest locally or out of state. Since I've done both, I figured I would just put in my 2 cents and let you guys figure it out on your own which would be best. You see, many people will tell you that you should only invest in your local market. Well, there is a home court advantage in doing so. See, locally, you know the market, you know all the neighborhoods, you know the lay of the land, you know contractors or where to get contractors, realtors. It's also will be easier for you to monitor the property. In case you're doing a rehab or a flip, you can see what the contractors are doing. If you have tenants, you're going to be renting and being a landlord, it's easier for you to collect the rent. If you are going to be a note holder, meaning you're going to be like the bank, then it will be easier for you to collect the mortgage on that particular property. In addition, some may also say, well, if you invest out of state, you'll have less control and you'll be ripped off. Truth be told, you'll be ripped off whether you invest in your own state or out of state. Okay? And if you'd like more information, I am the author of the book, The Perils of Real Estate Scam Alert, where I share some of my experiences of where I've been ripped off in both places. So, honestly, being taken advantage of for many may not be the easiest thing to avoid. However, if you have certain strategies put in place and if you have a team that supports you, then it's less likely that you will lose as much. I'm not going to say that it will not happen to you, but the more knowledge you have and the more support you have, it sort of minimizes the risk. Here's the thing also. When it comes to investing locally and investing out of state, what I find, see, I'm here in New York, and some people in one of the masterminds that I'm in, many of them are in California. The prices of property is quite expensive in these places. They're going down some, but it's still not all that cheap, to be quite honest with you. On top of that, the laws are not favorable towards investing at all. Sometimes out of state is cheaper and will get you a higher return. Nowadays, since many are working from home, divorce is on the rise, COVID-19 is on the rise, racial tensions are at a boiling point, and the riots that have occurred a month or so ago, there are a lot of people right now who are moving around. There are people who are moving to other states. There are people who are actually moving out of the country, to be honest with you. So I would say, particularly if you are in those particular states, don't limit yourself to thinking that you have to invest in your local market, especially if you don't have the money to. I would say definitely look outside of your market and see if you can get something a little less expensive. You see, today, unlike in the past, we have a lot of apps that will help us out. We have Facebook, we have Google Maps. Zoom, Zillow, HomeSnap. Then you have skip tracing tools. You have real estate meetups, and you have real estate mastermind groups. Just keep networking, and you will eventually find some sort of support, as well as saving some money so that you have the capital to go out and invest. I know that, yes, you can use other people's money, but if you are a beginner, most of the times they will not take a chance on you. So if you are just getting started, you will have to use your own money. All right, I don't care what any of the gurus out there are saying. And many of them who promise that if you find a deal, they'll help you fund it, they're lying. I know because I took their courses. Okay. Anyway, getting back to the question at hand. The other thing that you may be wondering is travel. Well, there's a lot of travel hacks out there. First of all, if you are buying property out of state and you plan on doing it as a real estate investor, you traveling to that property is tax deductible off the bat. If you use your credit card for anything, the points on your credit card can be used to pay for your travel expenses. So I wouldn't worry too much about the money that you would use for traveling. If you travel by car, definitely save all of the receipts, save everything that you use, the gas, the tolls, all of that counts. So I wouldn't even worry too much about, well, the travel expense is going to be higher than if you were to invest locally. Honestly, when it comes to New York, and I believe California too, because California properties are more expensive than New York. When I add up my airfare, because my properties are in Georgia and Alabama and Florida, well, Florida we sold. When I add up the price of the property, my repairs, and my travel, it actually, all of that is still cheaper than me buying a home, another home here in New York. And that's if I were to buy a one family home, it's still cheaper for me to buy out of state. And mind you, I bought more than one property out of state, and it was still cheaper for me to buy the property, make the repairs, travel back and forth. I didn't travel back and forth every week now. I traveled, I would say, every 3 or 4 months. And then I stopped once it was completed, and I hired a property manager. All of that was still cheaper than if I were to just buy a one family house here in New York City. So again, if it is your dream to invest out of state, definitely plan for it, but it can be profitable and it is possible. Whichever way you choose, definitely make sure that the numbers work for you and that the strategy is compatible to your lifestyle. That's basically my advice. And that's all I have for you tonight. So guys, remember, I do have a YouTube channel called The Real Estate Regroup Show, where I do tape the podcast and put it over there. So if you ever miss any of my previous podcasts, feel free to go to YouTube, look for The Real Estate Regroup Show, like and share whichever video pertains to whatever situation you're in or whatever you're contemplating. Okay? All right, guys. Take care and have a blessed day. Bye.